Welcome to Inside the Ring, where the show starts before the show starts. We're already in the middle of debating stuff and everything. This is boxing's official show of record. I'm your host, Max Kellerman. Joining me, one of the most talented fighters in the game and a major social media influencer. How many followers you got on IG now?
A lot, Max.
Over 10 million?
A little more than you and Shady and Mike combined. But yeah, let's go.
Are you over 10 million?
Yeah, are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live.
Say that, you got nice hair.
Well, you have better hair than me. I mean, for my age.
Got better hair than me, too.
To my left, Ring Magazine senior insider Mike Coppinger. Would you like to make a comment about his hair?
Oh, yeah, very nice and shiny.
Come on, how many guys can pull up the balls look this well, Ryan?
Not many.
Give me that.
I'll give you that.
Wait,
Mr. Clean.
How long have you been bald?
10 years now, maybe?
When was the moment where you realized this is how it's going to be? Let me just shave it.
The moment it started thinning like 1%, I was like, it was driving me nuts.
Smart move.
30?
That's right. See, do it before it gets ridiculous.
People thought it was a choice, like a lifestyle
I feel like y'all
choice.
bullying Mike. Get off him, please. Shady's turn.
And to Mike's left is Shady McCoy, all-decade running back and all-time boxing fan. Feeling good, Shady?
Hey, man, listen, this is what I do, right? I talk boxing, I live boxing, and guess what? I box. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I'm running you over.
What you mean?
I'm talking about pads.
No.
Yeah.
You know what, though? You got a nice left hook, but I felt your hook. I could take that.
Bro. Oh, wow. All right, next time we're bringing the body protector, and you're not going nowhere. I'm pinning you on that wall and hitting you as hard as I can.
That's right.
We need end up like Blueface.
We need him around. Take it easy.
Yeah.
It's time for the lead hook. We start with Pitbull Cruz and Lamont Roach in their junior welterweight main event Saturday night. Lamont Roach came out patient in this fight, guys. I was impressed early, even if he wasn't winning every round. I thought he looked patient. He was staying on the outside when he wasn't using his jab from the outside. He was using that little check hook. He was trying to slip and counter, not always successfully, but it looked good to me. And then Cruz caught him with a hook, knocked him down in the third round. And following the first knockdown of Roach's career, he got into a good rhythm in the middle rounds, I thought. And it got to a point, though, when Pitbull, after he had that point deduction for the incessant hitting on the hip, it was like time for Lamont to leave no doubt.
Right.
And I gotta credit Pitbull. Instead of just taking credit away from Lamont Roach, Pitbull got resourceful. He figured out a way to avoid the loss. The fight was declared a majority draw. The one judge in boxing, majority draw, it just means the majority of the judges always win. So if two judges have it a draw, that's the majority. That's a draw. They decide. But the one judge who did score it for a fighter scored it 15-11 for Pitbull. After the fight, Lamont Roach said he's tired of this happening, referring to his draw earlier in the year with Tank Davis. So, guys, does Roach have a legitimate beef here, or did the judges get it right? Let's start with you, Mike.
I think the judges did a great job, Max. I had it 113, the same as two judges. Look, at most draws, right, it's a fight that could have won either way. And there are some draws you watch them and you say, both guys kind of lost. This was a draw where both guys elevated their stock, I thought. Pitbull coming into the fight was kind of written off as a guy that just comes forward blindly, right? Like you said, he has really good boxing IQ, actually. And Roach, he actually suffered a broken right hand in round 5, and he showed proof. He's in a cast right now, so to fight 7+ rounds with broken hands.
Hold on.
He's laughing at me.
No, I'm laughing at what he said.
Yeah.
He said that
Pitbull
has high IQ.
Well, Max told it to me, and
Okay, I'll tell you
Max
what.
is stealing Max's line.
Let me find out from Ryan what he thinks about it.
He closes his eyes and throws.
Right, but I'm not talking about that, Ryan. I'm talking about, look, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Does Pitbull deserve criticism for Roach fighting him to the point where he had to do something he doesn't normally do? He's sticking his tongue out at him. He's moving around a little bit. Or does he deserve credit for being resourceful? See, boxing IQ is not just, I have these skills, I'm going to apply them this way. It's sometimes figuring out a way to pull a rabbit out of a hat. Which one, criticism or praise?
Well, I would say that it's a little bit of both. I mean, at the end of the day, he was fighting his style for most of the fight, and then Lamont did the right thing, which I thought was the smart thing to do. People were trying to bash him, but stepping to Pitbull. At the end of the day, Pitbull can't fight back to save his life. So once Lamont started doing that, he started breaking Pitbull down a little bit. Pitbull got uncomfortable, didn't really know what to do with it, decided to go on his bike, act like he was boxing. Bro can't box. I seen the after interview. Don't ever do that again. But when the 11th round came, I think 10th or 11th, when Pitbull caught him again with the right hand and kind of shook him, that kind of made the fight a draw, because then Pitbull stole the 11th and 12th, which is mind-blowing because Lamont had the momentum, but he didn't, like, go into, like, all right, I'm making a statement.
Gas.
By the way, I believe...
Because he could have kept hitting him, but he would stop. So
I believe, Shady, it was Teddy Atlas who told me this. I'm talking about years ago, before either one of us were on ESPN. I'm talking about like probably 28 years ago or something, at the former editor of the Village Voice, Jack Newfield's house, okay? We used to get together, have some boxing parties. We'd watch old fights. We'd watch the Oscar De La Hoya pay-per-view, whatever it is. And I think it was Teddy who said, all great fighters have this in common. They figure out a way to land their shots, right? It sounds obvious, but a guy like Pitbull, this is what I mean by IQ. Even in the 11th and 12th rounds, you mentioned the right hand, he was landing this little up jab too. He was mixing in these little shots that what was staying in your mind is Lamont Roach's head was flying back, right? He figured out a way to get it done. What was your impression of the fight?
First of all, I didn't like Lamont Roach's game plan, right? If you watch everybody that really beat Pitbull, they outboxed him. I was at the fight with Ryu. He outboxed him, like easy, outclassed him. Roach is a lot better than Ryu to me. Right? He could have outboxed him. And another thing is, when he did want to push him back, he started pushing Pitbull back. I never seen Pitbull push back like that. He started doing the Ali Sheffield. He was doing all type of stuff. All I'm saying is that, like, he could have made that fight easy. You're in San Antonio. There's going to be way more fans for Pitbull. Make it easy. Take him out the game. Right? I remember a while ago, Shakur wanted to fight Pitbull. And Pitbull's dad said, we don't want to fight Shakur because he's going to be running around, moving around too much. Right? Basically saying he's going to outbox my son. If you want to fight a guy like Pitbull, little arm, real tough and aggressive, small arms, you outbox him and make it easy.
What Ryan's talking about is you can't just let a guy establish forward momentum where he's just going to run you over. And Lamont Roach is a very good fighter, but there is a higher level than Lamont Roach, right? Like, certain guys could do that. If Lamont Roach just starts giving ground, Pitbull's going to build up a head of steam.
He's going to build momentum and steal the rounds, because the thing if Roach had a little bit more power, he could do that a little bit more. Right. You know, Ryo has a little bit more power, so Pitbull's not as, eager to get in. He's eager to get in on Lamont because Lamont doesn't have the pop. But once Lamont stepped to him and used his physical strength, not his punching power, his physical strength.
Two different things.
Then Pitbull was like, shit, what do I do? You know what I mean?
But let me say, Lamont Roach, to me, I liked what I saw early on because he was trying to do all the right things. To your point, he was trying to stay in the pocket sometimes, not give up too much ground, and slip and counter, right? The issue is, and we all like Lamont Roach on this show. He came on the show, he's a very likable guy.
Commanders fan.
He's a good, in spite of that, he's a good fighter, very good fighter. He takes risks. He just got back-to-back draws in fights. Maybe people mostly think he won both of them, right? Against Tank and Pitbull, and moved up 2 weight classes in consecutive fights to do it. He hasn't gotten to the point, and we'll see if he ever does, where he's good enough to get away with that slip and counter style against elite fighters. He had the right idea, but he would get away from doing certain things. He got away from the jab. When he would slip or he would hook in front, you'd never hook with a hooker in boxing, right? If a guy has a good jab, you want to disrupt his rhythm. If he has a good hook and you're hooking with him, especially if your head's in the middle, you might get knocked out. He was standing in front of his guy, trading hooks.
Standing in front of him, that's what I'm saying.
And he got knocked down.
He's not good enough, at least yet, to win in the kind of style that he's trying to employ.
But Max, that's what I'm saying. It was sometimes in a fight where he was just sitting in front of Pitbull, and I'm thinking, like, why are you just sitting in front of him like that? Move around.
Well, it's kind of like what people said about when I stood my ground with Duarte. Like, why are you standing here? Just keep boxing like you were. At a certain point, these dudes are going to keep coming. You got to show them, like, all right, I'm right here. Now do what?
But you got different power, though.
Yeah, true. But at the end of the day, it's a decision you got to make, because I don't want to keep moving around all night and using my legs. It's not boring, but it's kind of taxing on your mind. Like, I'm letting this man keep pushing me back. Yes, I'm cracking him. Yes, I'm hitting him with shots, but he's not going nowhere. I'm going to stand my ground. And then now I'm discouraging him because that was his game plan.
So can we shut out the ref, by the way? Because you're in San Antonio. I like the ref. Big Mexican-American population in San Antonio. Pitbull is a draw. You're thinking, they might get Roach with some home cooking. And Pitbull made the mistake. It's not just that he was hitting him on the hips low.
He was hitting him low.
Right? But you can get away with that if the ref's here and you do it over here where he can't see. Pitbull was doing it with no respect for the ref. The ref is looking right at him, and on clear vision, Pitbull's hitting him low anyway. Like, I could just do this.
That wasn't boxing IQ.
Pitbull is dirty.
And he is. And he was foolish the way he did it. And to the ref's credit, basically in a hometown fight for Pitbull, he took a point away.
Mike, can I ask you a question real quick? Is there a rule where you cannot put grease all over your body in the ring?
I mean, you can't put too much Vaseline in your face and
You
your
can
head.
put all the Vaseline on your face.
But not too much.
You can't pit on your body,
That's the
though.
ref's discretion.
Before
When
the
you put
fight, I
grease
was
all over
watching.
your body, are you not in the ring? That's what he's at.
Hey, I know nobody sees that, but I did catch Pitbull putting that grease on him.
But one thing I want to say also, Max, you gave props to the ref, and I agree.
Yep.
I want to give props to the judges. The judges did a great job here. Roach, look, I expect both guys to think they want to fight in a close fight. You should think that. Roach had great moments. Pitbull had great moments. Like Ryan said, I gave Cruz rounds 11 and round 12. He dropped Roach. And a draw was a fair scorecard, and you did it in Texas, so good job by the judges.
Right, I agree.
Max, real quick. So I just want to ask all of y'all though. So, like, if you had to, I guess, rank Pitbull as a fighter, like, was like a B fighter? Because you always
B+.
do that.
He's B+.
And
I
what
agree.
would you say, Roach?
Pitbull.
Oh, Pitbull's B minus.
B minus.
B-, but you have to put, like, including with the determination he has.
I would say B minus.
I say B+. I'm with Max.
B+.
What about Roach? You think?
Also a B+. I mean, they just fought to a draw. I think
true.
Roach has
Good
the
point.
chance to be an A-, to hit a 90.
I do see
I
that.
think if they rematch that thing again, I think he'll be a different game.
I think
plan.
Roach beats him
I think
easy
he
in
beats
the
him easy though. I think I'm gonna watch his fights. All right, I'm gonna push him back sometimes, and then I'm gonna really box him more
now
than
he knows
anything.
what Pitbull
Be
got.
easy fight.
You know the thing that
Pitbull's-
Sugar
come
Ray
on, man.
Leonard
He's
had
okay.
more than
Roach
anything
Broke his
else.
hand, too, don't forget.
The thing,
Brody broke
the
his
thing
hand.
that Sugar Ray Leonard had more than, I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard was the fastest. He could punch. He could do. He's very blessed. But in close fights, when he was in his prime, he knew what to
Turn it
do,
up.
when to turn it up, and how to win the fight.
good point.
And a guy like Lamont Roach is missing that in his game. Here we are, and you pointed it out,
But he got
Ryan.
the talent,
We're in the
too.
11th and 12th rounds of a winnable fight for him, and he did just enough to not win.
Right.
You know what? Y'all make
I can't
fun of me
agree
on
more
this
than
show
that.
when I talk about like a lot of the brothers, the black fighters.
Yeah.
And I'll be so serious. When you are super talented, right? Not even super, but it's really, really talented like a Roach, because he has talent. Like, it shouldn't be like a bad thing where, you know what, I'm better than you as a boxer, I'm more talented, I'm more athletic, I'm gonna use that to my advantage.
Yeah.
And I think of a fight with Pitbull, you show that. It's the reason why he don't want to fight certain fighters, because you know it's gonna be hard to hit me.
Lamont doesn't
he
have
did
those.
that.
I think so.
He doesn't have the twitchies like
He's
we're
twitchy
about-
enough. He's twitchy enough. He's twitchy enough.
Maybe, that's what I'm saying. And maybe, Ryan, maybe the problem why he can't turn it up in the 11th or 12th is because he's already going as hard, he's already at the highest level he can reach. I don't know, but maybe.
And
don't know,
don't
dog.
forget about this.
I don't know, man.
When Lamont was doing what you're advocating for him to do, he got caught with a left hook and got dropped.
No.
Yes, he did.
I don't know.
He was
Yeah,
boxing
he
at
did,
first,
yes.
then got caught with a
No,
left
he got caught by when he was exchanging hooks in the
Yeah, he
middle.
was changing hooks in the pocket.
No,
and
but
he got caught.
for the most part, he was fighting on the outside. The first 3 rounds, it was all outside.
No.
Then he
When-
changed up and went inside.
When he got caught, he was an inside with him, and he was changing the hooks.
He was kind of
It was
in the
mid-range. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Mid-range.
mid-range. I agree.
He thought he was out of range. Pitbull ducked into it and came up.
But Ryan, he was mid-range. The game plan seemed to be, which I liked because of the point you made, don't just like give up ground.
Yeah.
He wanted to slip and counter from mid-range.
Let me-
Use his feet. Go ahead, get out. Let's
No,
see,
I want to show you guys something. All right.
You want me?
Yeah,
Do you want me?
You're Pitbull. So I'm telling you.
Pitbull?
Yeah, no. I'm actually serious.
Okay.
So Shady, you're the Mexican dude.
You're
He's
the
the
Mexican
black
dude.
dude.
I'm
Okay,
the black
are you
dude.
okay with that?
You're funny. All right, so first Lamont's fighting outside. So when he throws his hook, he's not thinking to come inside. So Pitbull cuts range by smothering his hook. Then Lamont tries to pull back and gets caught in between.
Right.
The adjustment that Lamont made was when he throws the hook, now he's in here. Now throw the hook. You can't. It's smothered in.
Okay, right.
Then it's inside. Boom, boom.
Okay.
So that's the adjustment that Lamont break. Because when he was fighting on the outside, he was thinking outside. So when he throws the hook, misses it, he's thinking, okay, pull back. Because I'm fighting on the outside. Boom, smack.
We gotta watch that more.
And also, his head was
lot.
not offline.
No,
when you move inside, you can take your head offline.
Yeah,
exactly.
But he was trying to fight that way from mid-range.
Exactly.
And he was good enough to fight Pitbull to a draw, but not better than that.
So if you ask Pitbull what type of fighter he don't want to fight, what's he gonna say?
Me.
I mean, okay, you, but I'm saying, what type of style fighter he don't want to fight?
I mean, he don't want to fight a guy that has mid-range skills with power.
And that's slick boxing. That's
Slick
what I'm
boxer,
saying.
yeah,
So what I'm saying is, Lamont Roach.
But Lamont's not that. He's too compact.
No, Lamont Roach is slick enough. I've been doing my homework on. Once I see him fight Tank, I said, oh, okay, right? Because Tank said like, yo, he's a lot better than what y'all think.
Yeah.
And then I started really doing my homework on him. He's slick enough. I like Lamont.
you gotta say
Listen,
this.
I love Lamont.
If they do a rematch, he outboxes
Lamont
him.
was good enough to turn Pitbull, to make Pitbull go to something we have never seen from him, which is frustrate him to the point where he's like, I'll stick out my tongue, I'll move around. That's a lot.
I think Gervonta would have did that if he didn't break his hand either.
Final word from you, Cop.
Final word for me is, look, Roach had his 0-2 for the year, but a great year for him.
Great year.
He reached a new level in boxing, and he's still getting better.
Yeah.
This
Great
is
year.
the best no-win year I can remember.
Yeah.
2 draws,
I've never
and
seen something
his
like
stock
this.
went way up.
Way up.
In the co-main event, O'Shaquie Foster dominated Stephen Fulton,
Philly.
who, in spite of being the smaller man, Stephen Fulton, who was rising in weight from a lighter division, Fulton still missed weight by 2 pounds.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Foster boxed well, took what Fulton gave him, won the fight wide. And guys, I'm very happy for O'Shaquie Foster.
Yeah, he earned that.
Like, not only that, but he didn't try to do too much.
Yeah, boring, but it was good.
Yeah, I would say a step above boring because he wasn't tying him up. He was boxing him.
Slightly not boring, but yes.
Right. He was boxing him, but he boxed the right way. He got the win, and kind of justice prevailed. Because here is a card that shows you what's wrong with the current state of boxing. You have one guy caught for PEDs. We're going to get into that, right?
Please.
He's off the card. You have another guy who misses weight by 2 pounds, even though he's moving up from a lighter weight class. A lack of professionalism.
Yep.
Right
Yeah,
now, look.
right. Yeah.
Look, I'm speaking of my employer when I say this, but this is something. One of the reasons I'm involved in Zuffa boxing. This is something that I'm hoping Zuffa cleans up. Brings a level of professionalism to the sport where guys rising in weight, by the way, don't miss weight by 2 pounds.
There's got to be some punishment for that. There's got to be punitive measures when you miss weight.
I mean, I missed weight. I had to pay, what was it, $700,000?
$700, Jesus.
I mean, makes you not want to miss weight again, right?
Next time you see that little food on the plate, it's like, no, it's
Yeah,
not
but
worth
they let you off the
$700.
hook, Ryan, because they should have had a rehydration clause in there. And
Oh, yeah,
or maybe maybe Lupe, did
I
a
would
good
never
job
let that
negotiating.
happen, but yes.
Is O'Shaquie the guy to beat at 130, you think?
O'Shaquie, look, he's pretty good. I'll say that. I always loved how he fought in the amateurs. He was kind of one of my favorite amateur fighters.
Because?
He was just a little older than me, and he's just so snappy, so quick, so sharp.
What changed in the pros? Why?
I think in the pros he's still fighting like that, which is still amateur-like a little bit, kind of pity-pat, ta-ta, and kind of plays it safe. To me, I feel like in the pros, you got to be an entertainer. There was nothing that I seen in the fight that made me even want to continue to watch the fight. It was one of those fights that was like, can't wait this is over so I can fight, so I can watch Lamont. And,
Yeah, exactly how it felt.
See, but I think I like pure boxers though.
Me too.
So you don't really like them boxers like that.
No,
if you
I
just
love
saying
boxing,
boxing
but
outside,
he's
well, I think he outclassed him. All right, Fulton, I was going for him. I was Philadelphia and all that. But if you watch that, Foster outboxed him and made it look easy.
Could have stopped him.
Stay
I'm
long.
with Shady
Yo,
on this
that
for
was
this
great.
reason. I'm with Shady on this for this reason. When I criticized Haney over the second half of the fight with Norman, it's because he wasn't boxing. He was holding.
Okay.
And I know Norman was also. Norman was holding you too, I know. But that's not boxing. O'Shaquie Foster boxed the whole way.
Right, yep.
Right? Now,
Whole
he
way.
didn't turn it up. You're right. All that stuff is true. But he never stopped boxing. His hands were moving. He was in punching range. He was taking advantage of misses. He was countering.
That's right.
That's
Yep.
boxing. And he boxed well.
And the name of the game is to win. If I could win and I could make it look easy, why not do it? Because I'm talented enough and I'm long
That's
enough.
not the name of the game, though. This is show business.
Man,
This is
listen,
entertainment.
you're right.
There's a
But
part
the
of
same
it.
thing I say about Devin Haney. Some people might say Devin Haney's boring. This is what I say. You bring a guy out there, right? And if he beats him, however it looks, he's winning it. Now I'm going to keep going. So you talk about 130. I think Raymond Ford is another one
Yep, good
that
shout.
I want
Good
to see.
shout,
That'd be a good fight. But if you talking about, even Shakur's the other one. People say, Shakur's so boring. To
he's
me,
actually boring.
I don't think it's boring. I think that whatever the other fighter does, he makes it look easy. He takes it away, and I beat you real easy.
I
And
want
I
to
go
say
home
something
with my
about
wife and
that.
kids.
I want to say something
Bro,
about
imagine
that.
if all fighters fought like that. Boxing would be dead.
He'd be dead, yeah.
It'd be dead.
Yeah, and by
Let's
the way,
be
you
real.
can
Okay,
change
man.
rules to
Yeah,
incentivize
man.
the kind of product you want. I agree.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I would penalize much earlier in the fight and DQ guys for excessive holding. I want to say something about what you just said. You could blame some of that on Muhammad Ali, because Muhammad Ali got to the point in his career and legend where people didn't care so much. I'm talking about when he hit his mid-30s. People didn't care so much how he won. They just wanted to see if he could figure out a way to win. Because he's Muhammad Ali. Can he figure out a way to beat Ernie
now.
Shavers, Ron Lyle, Kenny
All these
Norton,
hard punches?
Jimmy
Yeah.
Young? Right, how do you do it? I think a lot of
Sorry.
fighters post-Ali looked at that. It got into the culture like, aha, all you got to do is jab the guy, tie him up, win on points. It's like Guys, you're not Muhammad Ali. People care about the way people win fights. If you reach legendary status to the point where people only care whether you win a fight, good for you. Most fighters aren't that. Most fighters do have to entertain.
And one point I want to make real quick, right? Boxing is not like other team sports. In the NFL, they don't have the game of the year. People don't rewatch NFL games. In boxing, there's the fight of the year because this is entertainment also. So it's not enough to just win.
My problem is if you have a chance to make a statement and destroy the guy, then do it. If not, you're boring and you're irregular.
Shaq, I think you win this one, look great the next time. I thought you looked pretty damn good.
But if you're a killer, you're a big puncher, and you hit hard and all that, and you fight me, and I'm nothing like
Fulton
that.
doesn't.
Hold on, and I beat you. What are we talking about?
Coming up, Bud Crawford was stripped of one of his many belts. He had a lot to say about it. So do we. We get into all of it.
I agree with Bud.
Inside the ring.
Shout out WBC.
This dude.
The Zone, the undisputed global home of boxing. Over 185 fight nights a year. From the world's biggest events straight into your home. The kings, the chaos, the comebacks. From weigh-ins to walkouts, inside the corners, raw reactions, expert analysis, behind the scenes, top commentary. Watch it your way, anytime, any screen. On your phone, on your couch, on the move. You don't just watch it, you live it. Because passion doesn't take a round off, and neither do we.
It's the glamour division of boxing. Show for the ages.
This is intensity at its best.
Champion of the world.
The Zone, the undisputed global home of boxing.
Welcome back to Inside the Ring. Max, Ryan, Cop, Shady. Back in September, the greatest fighter of this era, as it turns out, Bud Crawford, moved up yet 2 more weight classes. Remember, he was the lightweight champ. Junior welter, junior middle, skips middle, goes all the way up to super middle to beat future Hall of Famer Canelo Alvarez and win the super middleweight championship of the whole wide world. See how easy that is? Champion of the whole wide world, not of some little corrupt sanctioning body, of the world. But one certain sanctioning body decided Bud should no longer be their champion because he didn't pay their $300,000 fee and was later told by that sanctioning body's president that Bud owed said president an apology for some reason. Here is what the champion of the world had to say about that.
Mauricio, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000. Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize? Like, who the you think I am? Well, you better slap your self. You can take the belt. It's a trophy anyway. Am I paying you every time I step foot in the ring? I'm the motherfucker that's putting my life on the line, not you. You ain't stepping your in that ring. Why should I have to pay to carry your belt? You should be paying me.
After this, the sanctioning body man mentioned me and Mike Coppinger by name and called the show scripted, making the implicit claim that I espouse opinions based on the interests of my employers. Now, I want to say this. Pointing out conflicts of interest in the press is a legitimate critique, of course. And when journalists do it, including about me, they're doing their jobs. The press, the Fourth Estate, is an important pillar in American society, certainly. Their jobs are important. In this case, however, the one doing the critiquing is not a journalist. He's not a disinterested party. Disinterested, by the way, doesn't mean uninterested. They're conflated. Disinterested means you're neutral. You're an observer the way a scientist looks at data, right? They can't be rooting for one outcome or another. And this sanctioning body president is not a disinterested party. He, as he's claiming, I'm not. He has business interests he clearly feels, in my opinion, are threatened by a shifting landscape in boxing. And I am a part of that shifting landscape. It ain't business as usual anymore, where these cancerous sanctioning body cells drain the life out of the sport year after year. Finally, I want to say this. In terms of the thought that based on the identity of my employers, you have to take what I say with a grain of salt. You should. You should consider all these things. You should also judge what I'm saying based on the content of what I'm saying and the truthfulness of it. I said exactly what I'm saying now about Ring Magazine championships and the sanctioning body championships for the past 25 years. I have been employed by Ring Magazine for several months now, but I've been saying the same exact thing I'm saying now for 25 years. We did not clear the footage of me saying it, though there are many clips. However, I have posted one of those clips on my Twitter. Go check it out on Twitter.
You got receipts, Max? You got receipts?
I got receipts
Let's get it.
posted on Twitter. Cop, would you like to respond?
Yeah, look, what Max said is also the same for me. I understand if somebody says, okay, you have a conflict of interest, you can examine what I said, and I've been saying the same thing as Max. I learned from Max, of course, right?
Yes,
sanctioning
you're like my
bodies,
son in the industry.
That's right.
Yes.
Nephew, maybe.
Yes, nephew.
But look, the sanctioning bodies have always been bad for boxing. Some are worse than others. We're talking about government bodies, they call themselves governing agencies, right? Whose sole purpose is to extract as much money from the fighters as possible. So what really bothered me here was not that Crawford didn't want to pay the sanctioning fee. It was this thought that Crawford was stealing money from the retired fighters. Like, let's be real. He's stealing money from you, not from the fighters.
Can I ask you a question, Max, real quick? Right, because I'm new to this type of thing. But I want to know, so they pay the sanctioning fees, right, for the belts, and they say the money goes to retired fighters?
They claim that that 3/4 of it, I believe, is going to...
Well, while I asked you...
I haven't seen the accounting. Right. I'd love to. By the way, I posted my receipts on Twitter. Okay, I posted my receipts on Twitter. Post your receipts. Let's see the receipts.
So what I'm asking is because in NFL, right now, obviously we have a union. The boxers doesn't have no union. But when you're playing, right, for the NFLPA, we would send money to the NFLPA, and the NFL would send money, and it will be for the retired fighters or retired football players with all the different benefits. And I go through all that, but we can see them things. It's a fun. You can see the money and et cetera for the fighters or for the football players and et cetera. In boxing, do y'all have that where it's just like your accounts things you can see and okay, this money's going for this, going for that?
Not to my knowledge, however, Ryan, if this head of the sanctioning body claims otherwise, please provide the receipts.
Okay.
I mean, all I got to say...
So we got to take their word for it.
We're not saying they haven't made any money.
No, I'm not
Before we finish this, though, I want to say Crawford should have talked his talk before when he needed him, he wasn't talking like this. Mm-hmm. Now that he got the money, the cash, now, I don't need WC to get me an opportunity. Now I'm going to say, yo, fuck y'all, blah, blah, blah. To me, that's a little cowardice, on his part. But guess what? Only thing I don't agree with is why is it $330,000? That's what I don't like that amount. Hey, shout out to WBC, y'all give me this opportunity. I love y'all. I'm about to knock out Mario Barrios, have that green, green and gold belt.
Ryan is protecting his business. He's
an
active fighter.
No, I'm dead serious though.
And he does business with the sanctioning body.
I can understand that.
I want to say something about that.
Because I've been talking about the belts before everything.
You're right, but I want to say something about that too. And you're our guy, right?
No,
we enjoy working with you, and I do personally also enjoy talking to you, etc. But one of the reasons you might like a certain sanctioning body that I don't mention, but you're free to mention, is because it's easier. It makes life easier to, as I mentioned earlier in the show, to become the real champion of division is hard. Yep. You can't cherry pick. You got to beat everyone. You got to become the man. And if you can claim to be champion of a sanctioning body, and guide your career the way you want to maximize the money, minimize the risk. I'm not saying you avoid risk, because I know you don't. Course, yeah. You actually look for tough fights. But still, it's a lot easier to grab that belt than it is to become the actual Ring Magazine champion.
You're not wrong with that, and I've always been the type of dude to be like, yo, the belts don't really matter. It's who you fight.
Right. The fighter makes the belt, not vice versa.
Exactly. So, you guys could check my receipts. I've been about that. At the end of the day, though, I'm just talking to the Crawford situation on, hey, you should have been talking that talk before you got that bread, because the bread makes you act funny.
But they might not have hit him up for $330 in the past.
Right.
330.
Hey, wait till I get my money, right?
What if he always? What if
they can't tell him nothing?
He always wanted to speak on it, but he couldn't because he wasn't in his right position. I mean, for a while, Crawford's been blackballed when certain fighters didn't want to fight him. Right. So now I finally get here, right? I can speak my mind. But look, when he fought Errol Spence and they had their face off, right, in a press conference, I watched him and Errol Spence, especially Errol Spence. He first said, "We want to know where's the money going for these sanctions because." These belts, y'all want us to win, and we love the belts and all that, and we was, I guess, groomed to think we got to get all these belts. But, yo, where's the money going? So it's questions they always
All you gotta do
had.
is show the proof.
It's just
I'm down
that.
with that.
You're right. Errol Spence brought it up. You're right.
But look, it's just that they had to. Now we're on this stage. Now we got the belts. Now let's talk about it.
And one thing is, when you
not mad at that.
cannot use the word coward and Crawford.
Yeah,
in
that
the
don't
same
make sense.
sentence.
Come on, like.
By the way, I
No,
got
no,
on
there's
you
a difference,
when you
though.
thought he was going to quit essentially
I
against
never said
Canelo.
quit. I
You
said
said
something
like that.
He
Hold
wasn't-
up.
that ain't Crawford is the most straight
No.
up and down
Come on,
I
dude
can say
in the
that.
sport.
I can say that though because look it. If you see the history of people that stand up for something, you gotta stand for something when it's not popular to say and when you're in a bad position. Muhammad Ali stood for something when nobody liked it.
Not
Right,
true.
but it's
Not true.
When it's
It's not
inconvenient.
true.
That's how you stand on
That's
something.
not true.
Yeah, I've done that many times.
Muhammad Ali, he started speaking his mind when he was able
No.
to. He was a Muslim.
In America,
No,
they
wait,
didn't
let's
like
make
it.
it. Wait. But hold on. You're making two different points, and you're both right. The test of real character at the highest level, which most of us fail, is can you do the thing and stick to your principles when it is inconvenient for you, right? Muhammad Ali did not announce that he had become Muslim until after he got his title
why is
shot.
that, Max?
Because he was going to get sent to the back of the line
Thank
if
you.
he would have said,
Thank
my
you.
name is
Thank
Cassius
you.
X, right? So he waited until he got the shot against Sonny Liston and then after the fight said it. I would say, though, Ryan, that's being strategic.
Yep, smart.
Like, you can stick to your principles and not be foolish, right? Crawford
I can
is
see that.
working
That's
within
a
a
good point.
system
That's a good
that he
point.
can't really
'Cause he
change
didn't
at a
have no-
certain
he didn't have no
point
power
until he has
before
the
that.
status to do
Yeah.
it.
Right, but
That's a
as
great
in regards
point, Max.
to the sanctioning body, the particular sanctioning body, Max, that you and I are referring to that attacked us, right?
Yeah.
My problem is not that fighters want the titles. I get it. I would want an award that gets me more money. I understand all that.
Right.
But this same sanctioning body on Saturday, Stephen Fulton misses weight by 2 pounds, right? We say that we need punitive measures. What does this organization do? Hey, here you go. You can fight for this interim title at lightweight, even though the fight was at junior lightweight. So it's the making up the rules as they go along. It's the bad
Does a
rankings
fighter
that
like
don't reflect reality.
O'Shaq Foster make the type of money without a belt?
Probably
No,
not.
but what happens is
Not at all.
the belt is very good for certain fighters in the short
100%.
term. In the long run, it creates confusion, the proliferation of belts, the fact that all these different so-called champions exist at the same time, and it further marginalizes the sport. I will say this about all the sanctioning bodies, including the president of this one, who I've met and I personally think is a nice guy. He's in business, whatever they call it, a nonprofit or not. This is how he
make
and the
his
people
money.
around
Yeah.
him make a living, right? And of course, if they feel that their business interests are threatened, they will try to protect them. I understand that. So people can not have a personal gripe with anyone, understand their motivation, and still be critical in the sense that I believe sanctioning bodies are bad for boxing because they marginalize the sport.
Yes.
He wants to stay in business, and so he insults us and points out, by the way, that we have employers about whom we're saying this is the real belt. And my response to that, as I said earlier, is I'm not saying anything, not even a word different than I said almost 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And look,
Way before I was employed by the ring.
and look, if there was only one sanctioning body and you and I agreed with their rankings and thought they were in the up and up, that would be the belt probably, right? If there was just one.
Right.
And they did it right.
If this sanctioning body had behaved in such a way where it was very clear that their champion was the champion, that there was never any corruption in our opinion, all that kind of stuff, there wouldn't be a need for the Ring Magazine Championship. Do you know why the Ring Magazine Championship exists? Because after Lennox Lewis got a draw against Evander Holyfield that he won the fight, but they gave him a draw, I called everyone in the industry trying to figure out what do we do about this? And Nigel Collins, who was the editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine at the time, felt the same way, and he also was thinking what to do. And because Ring Magazine had invented ranking fighters and had given the original championship belt in boxing, Nigel Collins said, you know what, we're going to reinstitute the Ring Magazine Championship and the ratings policy, and here it is. And guys like me and Brian Kenny and so many others supported it, right? That was almost 25 years ago. 25 years ago. We didn't do it because, and Ring Magazine wasn't in a position to employ any of us back then. We did it because we were desperate. And we thought this is the only way to salvage some sanity in boxing. Yep. And then the danger was always that Ring Magazine would be bought by a promoter and therefore corrupted in that way. And Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy did buy it. Right. But they stuck to the policy, which was good, because you can watch their behavior and say, are they corrupting it? And I didn't think in any big way they were. And then eventually Turki Al-Sheikh bought it. And Turkey is largely exempt from the corruption in boxing because he doesn't need the money from that these guys, right? He's independently extremely wealthy.
Yeah.
Therefore, when the ring came knocking, I thought, yes, I want to be a part of that because I think this is a way
change some things up
to help boxing.
And I think Floyd Mayweather mentioned that years ago about the sanctioning bodies and the fees and all that, right?
Like, what I will say is, like if it does go to retired fighters, I'm all for that. Because they need help. A lot of them.
Yeah, and if that organization wants to show the accounting.
But let's see it though. In the NFL, you can see them accounts.
If it's all about that, I'm down to donate some money. Yeah. Right? If I'm making a lot, right? Why not?
Yeah, until you become Ring Magazine champ, then you don't need the sanctioning body belts.
Right.
Call me, I'm strapped up.
That's right. Coming up, we debate the Ring Magazine's top 10 pound-for-pound fighters of the 21st century. This is Inside the Ring. Not inside some sanctioning body, inside the ring.
Shout out WBC. Shout out WBC.
This dude. Ryan got that from the silhouette.
Yeah.
The silhouettes are ruining this show. At least this game. I'm trying to figure out who it is, and you guys are looking at the silhouettes.
One win, 3 or 2?
Let's say 4.
3 or 2?
I don't know.
3. 0.
Let's be real, I'm not as many shows as you guys, but, you know.
Pretty good on base
The
percentage.
Magic Man.
Welcome back to Inside the Ring. Max, Ryan, Cop, Shady. So Ring Magazine has revealed its top 10 pound-for-pound fighters of the 21st century today, which means starting in 2001, right? We start with 1 and we add through 25 because the century doesn't start until, like, 2000 was not actually the start of the new century. So I believe it's 2001. And we're about to go through it together. Let's take a look at numbers 10 through 8.
What do we got?
We got Canelo, Andre Ward, and Lomachenko.
Oh, God.
Guys, I have a problem with putting Lomachenko over Andre Ward.
Oh, God.
I have a problem with this whole list.
I have a problem putting Lomachenko and Andre Ward above Canelo Alvarez.
Yes.
Here's the thing. In retrospect, I think at the time, there were moments where all 3 of those guys were considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
Yeah.
In retrospect, it was only true about one of them, and that was Andre.
Come on now.
Because Canelo
was like that.
Canelo and Lomachenko fought through the Terrence Crawford era, where it's pretty clear. It couldn't be more clear at this point. He was always the best pound for pound.
Right.
So every time he got his opportunity, he proved it. So really, when Floyd retired, in between him and Crawford, Ward had a moment before he retired.
And then Canelo had a moment after Andre Ward retired. You know, from 2018 or 2017 through like 2021, 2022.
Was Crawford active at the time?
That's revisionist history.
No, it's not revisionist. It's not revisionist.
Was he fighting
It's we
Gamboa?
have more information now,
was he fighting?
so we can make a more correct assessment of who, in fact, was the best fighter in the world.
So because-
in fact, Terrence Crawford was always the best fighter in the world.
So because Crawford beat Canelo fair and square later on, we're going to take away Canelo's accomplishments at 168.
Not only that, it's because Crawford, had he been given the opportunity at any time, would have demonstrated.
That is true.
He never lost. He never came close to losing. He was always better than everyone
came
else.
close to
Wait,
losing.
he did the stinking like with Yorkers Gamboa. What are you talking about?
You think it was close? I called that fight. He was not close
He
to
did
the
the
Madrimov fight
Yeah.
was close. Let's not pretend it wasn't close. Madrimov was a close fight.
Madrimov was a competitive fight, but he was never in danger of losing the fight.
He was in danger of losing. No, I agree with you on that, Max. Was not danger
The
of
list
losing.
should be Canelo, Vasily, last place, Andre Ward.
Thank you.
No doubt
Why are
about
you
it.
against
You don't
Dre?
like Andre Ward.
Andre Ward has one great win, no disrespect, great fighter, but he's only fought one guy. His name was Kovalev, and we seen how his career
No, the
turned out.
Kessler win,
That's
too.
it.
Let me
Kessler.
Let me tell
You
you
couldn't
why that's
pay me to
unfair
see-
of you.
name
to say.
one of his
Let me
fights.
tell you why that's unfair of you to say,
Oh,
especially.
wow.
Okay, I will
Okay.
tell you why. You're my guy. So is Andre, my guy. Okay. When you enter a tournament style competition,
That's right, he did win that tournament.
You can't pick and choose. The reason Ring Magazine champions are the champion is because you can't play it like, hey, I have this sanctioning body belt and there I can steer my way. I don't ever have to actually prove I'm the champion of the world, not just of this sanctioning body. When you fight amateur style, as you know, you're an amateur for a long time, in a tournament and fight all the best fighters in the world
No
in
matter
your
what.
division, that's different. Dre did that.
Yeah, fair point. But
By the way, to give you credit, you're an extremely talented fighter, and you have made big fights happen in boxing, and I credit you for actually this whole wave of big fights happen. I think you had a lot to do with that because you fought Tank and made that fight happen when guys weren't fighting each other, right? You set a great example, but you have not cleaned out a division and
100%.
proven you're the champ of that, and he has.
Yeah,
know
but,
what
but,
else?
all right, but
And that's
can
not
I
easy.
respond to that?
It's not easy.
Can I
Yes,
respond
of
to
course,
that?
of course.
The one time he fought a guy that had some good skills that everybody gave him credit for was Kovalev, and it's debatable that he lost that first fight. So how can you be above these type of dudes when you're really, the first guy that you really had a challenge? He got dropped.
Lomachenko lost his first title fight.
Yes.
Yeah, but Lomachenko
I wanna say this, Max.
is better skilled than Andre. If Andre Ward and Lomachenko same weight class at their prime, Vasily Lomachenko beats him.
I
Guaranteed.
don't know
say
about that.
that.
Dre and
And if you don't believe
Lomachenko
that-
are very similar, actually.
And ask Teofimo.
Yes.
Lopez.
Oh, my
I'm just
God,
saying.
bro.
Yo, listen, I love Loma, right? But I feel like Loma, his run was so short. It was.
He was in the
I
amateurs
don't-
since he was.
Yo,
Yeah, I mean, Loma, if you want to talk,
but
he's right about this. If you
What are
want
we
to
talking
count
about?
amateurs,
Wait, we not-
the
hold
dude
on,
was
wait.
396-1,
Yeah.
and he rematched the dude twice
Yeah.
and beat him twice.
Yeah, Max, we not
He's
talking about
probably the
amateurs.
greatest amateur
We
ever.
not
That's
talking about the
true.
amateurs.
That's
We
true.
not talking about the amateurs, right? We talking about the elite professionals, okay? I don't know what we did amateurs. I'm talking about the
I don't know how old he
professionals.
was. I know whooped his ass.
No, but the thing, the thing is, he was an amateur.
Andre Ward
Let's see
like
the
that,
next
dog.
three. Let's see the next three.
Okay,
Andre
the
was like,
monster.
okay, next three are Bernard Hopkins 7,
Gotta have him up there.
Chocolatito 6, and Inoue 5. Problems with this? With the
Yes,
next three?
I'm
Big
not
problem.
putting Chocolatito, as much as I love Chocolatito, one of my all-time favorites, I'm not putting ahead of Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah.
Hopkins did
That's
some
true.
incredible
That's true.
work.
Yeah, that's true.
And what's crazy is Hopkins did great work in the 90s, too.
Yep.
But in the
Yeah.
2000s and 2010s, we're talking about being a champion at 49 years old.
Yeah.
And
But was
beating
Hopkins-
Antonio Tarver for the Ring Magazine Championship at 175.
He beat him. Yep.
Usually I
Yep.
like the heights guys hit more than I like longevity, but in Hopkins' case, he was always among the top handful of fighters in the sport, and he did it for He's like the Hank Aaron of boxing.
Yeah.
Hank Aaron never hit 50 home runs. All he did was hit 47 home runs every year for 20
And
years.
he knocks out Tito Trinidad. He knocks out Oscar De La Hoya.
Yep.
So
He had Oscar rolling around
He
with a
Oscar
girl.
going crazy.
rolling
right?
I mean, Oscar had no business in the ring. Oscar's not a middleweight.
No, real talk.
But he did do it to
he was
Trinidad
screaming.
when Tito was killing everybody.
Yeah.
Hopkins
Oh, yeah,
wiped
hell
him
yeah.
out.
Hey, all jokes
Yep.
aside, though,
Yeah.
I felt bad for him.
we
though.
should flip that whole thing around. It's like Bernard. I see Inoue and Roman is close for me, but I would say
Bernard
Inoue
got to be
and
ahead of
Roman.
them for sure.
Guys, the only thing about Inoue is
He hasn't.
he's if he continues this run for another year or two, we're gonna look back and he's gonna be higher on
Yo,
this.
Max, listen.
Inoue is special.
Max, get this, right? You love the Ring Magazine Championship, so do I.
Yeah.
If Inoue is successful December 27th against Alan Picasso, he's going to be the first fighter since Larry Holmes to defend the Ring Magazine Championship 4 times in a year.
In a calendar year, rare nowadays, but
Crazy,
the lighter
yeah.
guys have to fight more because they don't make as
Yeah.
much money.
But does longevity
All right,
count,
let's
though?
see the next
Does that
three,
count?
guys. We're gonna do it one at a time.
think so.
Who's next? Who's 4? Usyk.
Okay, no
I get
argument.
it. I get it.
No argument
I mean,
there.
because listen, he or Holyfield is the greatest cruiserweight of all time.
can see that, yeah.
And now he's the dominant heavyweight, and he's kind of cleaning out the heavies.
Yeah.
I get
No, I
Usyk.
get that.
I can't
Cruiserweight,
argue with
yeah,
that.
That's a good one. No argument.
Who's 3?
Whenever
There's
y'all
no
ready.
argument. They thought we were going to talk about
okay,
it. Let's say,
what?
Terrence
Big,
Crawford.
big
Well,
bud.
listen, it's
Yeah.
going to be hard to break
No
the top
argument with
2.
that, Ryan Garcia. You know what he do.
Bro,
we know the
yeah,
top
no
two.
argument.
He put your man in the
ring
dirt.
with me. Put me in the ring
He
with him.
put your boy in the dirt.
Put me in, coach.
You gonna be in the dirt next.
I'm
You my
sleeping.
boy.
I'll say one thing about Crawford, though, because he was so ducked, he doesn't have the resume to compare to the next 2 guys. I'm just saying I'm not sure that he's not number one. I'm not saying he deserves it because look, the next two guys have deeper resumes than Crawford. You can't put him over them unless Crawford retired today and you had to say who would beat who, and then you'd be like, he's right in the mix with those guys.
But Max, we got to bring it up though.
I don't think he beats Floyd.
Hold up.
Floyd is a lot.
They said, man, we talked about this, and Bud said this week, the cash cow was Pacquiao, and I'm a Pacquiao fan. They made sure they kept Pacquiao in the tuck because they knew the kid from Omaha wanted some of that action.
If you were an old Pacquiao, would you fight a young Terrence Crawford?
I mean, it don't matter. Because he fought Keith Thurman.
What?
Right?
Keith Thurman's a good fighter. Terrence Crawford is a killer.
Yeah. Listen,
So why didn't
great
you
fighters,
Pacquiao
elite guys are really, really great. It's the same thing for real, right? It's just a little bit better.
Listen, I will point out that Muhammad Ali reached a point in his career where he said he wanted back then $12 million to fight Kenny Norton a third time. Because he's like, man, I'm at the point in my career, you're going to put me in with another killer. Give me a break. Now, he did fight him. Lost, got a decision. But the point is, if you're Pacquiao's people and you see a young Bud Crawford, you're like, we're 100 years old. We need to fight this dude.
Hold on. So wait, hold up. So when Pacquiao fought Keith Thurman was still looked at as like a legit dude.
But that ain't Crawford.
Listen, what I'm saying.
Yes.
Obviously, yes. Crawford's better than Keith Thurman, yes. But it's not a super crazy difference.
Really? If you have,
come on, man.
You're managing a fighter. All right, here's number two, so we know who's going to be number one. Let's reveal one also, because like we all know what it's going to be.
Floyd.
Okay. Floyd 1, Pacquiao 2.
I like it.
My gripe with this is in a pound-for-pound sense, guys. Pacquiao gave Floyd a competitive fight that Floyd clearly won. In fact, I was the guy in the ring who, when Pacquiao said I said, you thought you won? Because it was clear that Mayweather won.
Right.
But this is pound for pound. Pacquiao was a flyweight champ.
Pacquiao the man. He the man.
Pacquiao went through all those divisions to get to Floyd. That'd be like Floyd losing a competitive fight to like Better Biev or someone like that. Come on, man.
Pacquiao's the man. Pacquiao's the man. I love Pacquiao. One of my favorites.
Pacquiao, obviously a beast, but I mean, what can you say? These are the top two guys that are going to be debated for a long time.
I'm interested in what you have to say about this, because I feel like when you talk to fighters and coaches, their eyeball test says Floyd.
Oh, yeah.
Like, basically you're saying, yeah, you could make these arguments about what they accomplished and everything, but when I look at Floyd, I feel like he's the hardest guy to beat. Is that accurate?
100%. I mean, when you look at it from the eye test, boxing knowledge as a boxer, you got to go with Floyd. Floyd has everything inside, outside, can get rugged, can, dig deep.
Floyd can do it all.
He has a long range of what's in his bag. You know what I mean? Manny Pacquiao is I mean, he keeps coming, but it's hard to read him, right? But
I mean, Floyd Mayweather's distance control is some of the best I've ever seen.
Floyd is one of the three best pure boxers, I think, in the history of boxing. Pernell Whitaker, Willie Pep, and Floyd Mayweather. Here's my issue with Floyd. And I can't look. The most compelling argument to me is dudes like Ryan saying, "Look, when I look at this dude, he's the best." Right.
For sure.
And he's faster and a better defense than Crawford. But I want to get back to this. Floyd at junior lightweight and lightweight would fight anyone. He's just better than everyone.
Yep.
Once he moved past that, he was careful about the timing. He played the game, the boxing game, better than anyone.
Yeah.
But as far as actually beating the right guys at the right time, I know Crawford doesn't have his resume, but his whole career, Crawford's like, bring him. Pernell Whitaker was like that, no matter who it was. He signed the blank contract, gave it to main events, and said, go get Godzilla to sign. I don't care.
But the only thing about, Floyd Mayweather is everything you want in a boxer, he's that. You talk about the IQ, you talk about the defense, you talk about the competitive nature, you talk about living the right way,
everything.
Clean, being in shape, right? And promoting his own fight. Like, Floyd is the ideal person if you want to get a boxer.
I can't argue with that. Floyd played the boxing game has played almost every fighter who ever lived.
And he played the game.
Floyd flipped it and played the boxing game better than anyone who ever lived. So he did it. I can't, there's no argument.
I don't see him as an undefeated fighter, though. I know people do, but he lost to Castillo.
A lot of people think he lost the first fight.
Second fight, he whooped him.
I thought he won the first fight, but it was close.
One thing I think that's not talked about enough is that De La Hoya fight was so close.
I didn't think it was that close.
I thought it was
competitive, but Floyd
Mayweather won the
won.
fight, clearly, but there was like a 15-13.
By the way, that's what I mean. Once Floyd left lightweight, people think of Floyd up here and Oscar way down here. No. Oscar was at the end, basically. And it was a competitive fight. So Floyd, as great as he was, looks even greater after he left lightweight because he's such a student of the game. He knew when to fight who to make himself look better.
Very smart.
All right. The International Boxing Hall of Fame announced its inductees: Antonio Tarver, Nigel Benn,
List out of here.
and Gennady Golovkin.
Horrible.
Ryan's best
All
friend.
got in. Good for them. Congratulations, guys. Who had the best career of the three of those guys?
Oh, I would love to start. Triple G shouldn't have been in there at all. Neither Ben nor Tarver.
Tarver's in there.
I
Tarver's
love him
in there.
though. I love Tarver. He's very iconic. Yeah. For me, like I said, it's hard to get into the Hall of Fame. It seems like anybody could get in there. So
The Boxing
That's
Hall
how I
of
think
Fame is
about
the
it.
easiest Hall of Fame to get
100%.
into. If you compare it to baseball, football, basketball, it's easier, right?
Look, I'm going to go with Antonio Tarver here.
Me too.
Triple G had an amazing career. He was a much bigger star. He probably had higher heights. But, man, Tarver, that knockout of Roy Jones Jr., I don't
now.
care what we talk about with the weights and everything else. He absolutely iced Roy Jones. He had a great run at light heavyweight, some good fights with Glenn Johnson, Chad Dawson. I think Antonio Tarver had the best career, and he's a deserving Hall of Famer. I've been voting for him for years.
Mike, we finally agree. We never
Wow.
agreed, but today we agreed. The Magic Man, Antonio Tarver,
Man.
listen, I'm a huge, crazy Roy Jones fan, right? Like a hero. And when he beat Roy Jones, I cried like a baby.
Did he?
Because I'm thinking nobody can beat Roy Jones, and he did. And not only did he beat him, he knocked him out. And he knocked him out when he was the man. Yes, I'm giving all that crown
Antonio
to
Tarver used to
Tarver.
call me and beat me in the head with why he deserved the Jones fight when I didn't even think he did. I mean, for years. But he earned it.
He earned that.
He got the win. He is a Hall of Famer. Congratulations,
Congrats.
Antonio. And if push came to shove, I'd have to agree with all of you. I think Tarver probably had the best career.
Let me just say
I think
one
it's close.
thing. I love my Kazakhstan fans. I'm sorry, Triple G fans. Y'all came at me last time. I
Mike
love y'all.
Coppinger sits down with Badou Jack.
Dang, that's
And Noel Mikaelian. Did I say it right?
Noel Mikaelian.
Noel Mikaelian. They had a good first fight. They
Yes,
have a
they did.
rematch
Yes,
coming
they
up.
did.
This is Inside the Ring.
Hey, listen up. Let's have it. We know you've always got your eye on the prize, the championship belt. And why wouldn't you? You're a finely tuned, well-oiled boxing watching machine, capable of consuming over 185 fights on the zone every year.
We've gone big, we've gone global.
Churning through combinations, comebacks, and non-stop knockouts. With big fights every week, you're the best in the world. So go on, get that belt, champ. The Zone, undisputed.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is Badou Jack the Whiter. Here is Noel the Dark Horse Mikaelian. Nice right hand again there from Jack. And he has Mikaelian on the run. It's going to be a tough fight to score, man. Badou Jack will leave as the champion.
Welcome back to Inside the Ring. I am now joined by Badou Jack and Noel Mikaelian. They fight in a rematch on Saturday here in Los Angeles for Badou Jack's WBC Cruiserweight title. Badou, you guys fought first in May in Riyadh. You won a close majority decision. It was a close enough fight, obviously, that we're doing it again. How do you leave no doubt this time?
I mean, you're about to fight. I see on Saturday, I feel great. And hopefully there's no excuses this time.
No excuses. Yeah, Noel, I know you were adamant, right, that you won that fight, that you deserved the decision. He's saying you had excuses. How did you see that fight playing out?
Well, obviously, he has to have a standpoint, but everybody saw it. I know it. He knows it. His team knows it. And yeah, we're getting the rematch now, and it will be a great fight on Saturday again. My hands are going to be raised this time. I hope I get a fair shake this time. And it's nothing personal. I don't know why he's like taking it to a different level, but it's boxing. I'm the better man. It's just like that.
When you say he's taking it to a different level, what do you mean?
He's starting trash talking me and this and that, nagging, right?
What's your response to that?
No, he's the one that I see interviews. I see he's talking shit.
When did I talk shit?
Behind interviews and behind the camera, behind social media, but say nothing to my face. You know what I'm saying? That's a coward. He was about to quit. We saw in the corner. His corner said, "Fight back." He said, "I'm tired." I don't care. This is a fight. This is boxing. I don't care how tired I am. I would never in my life say to the camera, "I'm tired." You know, like you Americans say soccer, football.
Right.
They act like they hurt. We're fighters. We should act like we're not hurt. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm tired. He was ready to quit. He act like he put that persona that he's some kind of tough guy. You know, behind. He might seem like a nice guy just like that, but he's like a sneaky, arrogant. I don't like that.
You have to make a decision. Am I the nice guy or the tough guy? Because you're contradicting what you're saying.
No, I didn't. I said you might act like a nice guy in front of him, but
In fact, is I didn't quit.
He's not a tough guy. You're not a tough guy.
You saying that means you have a lot of respect for me, and you know I'm a tough guy.
No, you're not a tough guy.
Well, yeah, Noel, there was a moment.
On Saturday I'll be.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see.
Like last time.
We'll see. Last time he was holding. You were scared. You was holding. Me holding? You stupid.
Watch the comments. Watch the comments. Everybody saw you.
You was holding. Fight like a man.
If I fought like a man, you were just pushing with your head and holding, doing the sneaky tactic.
Fight like a man.
Low blowing, pushing with your head.
Fight like a man, you little fucking idiot.
Look.
Okay, so
why are you even cursing me out? I don't understand why you are so.
Noel's already on the phone. He's already bored. He's already bored of this, huh?
Are you like a good fan of mine? Like liking my pictures on Instagram? Why are you being so like?
Yeah, maybe supportive, right?
Yeah.
Noel, you guys came face to face yesterday here in Los Angeles. It was pretty contentious. Badou says now that you were tired in the last fight, that you were ready to get out of the fight. What's your take on that?
I wasn't ready getting out of the fight, but I was tired, yeah. But I kept going on like a man, and he knows. He knows.
But look, Noel, we'll give you this. If you were tired, and it is a tough fight, it's a 12-round fight, you're fighting one of the best fighters in the world. You only had, 2.5, 3 weeks? It was a fight that you accepted on late notice?
3.5, and I had 4.5.
Okay, that's right.
Actually, I had 3.5. We both had the same time to prepare for each other.
Okay, so when you say excuses, is that what you're referring to?
2 weeks tactical practice is enough, but not for endurance and sparring. And you were preparing like months for this.
No, I didn't.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not going to say what I
At this point, it doesn't matter at all because Saturday is going down.
That's right, it doesn't matter.
So no excuses after this then. Perfect.
Nobody was doing any excuses.
Yeah, you keep doing it right now.
But I didn't lose, I won.
You didn't win.
Well, officially, Badou won the fight. It was a very close fight. You're getting a rematch for a reason.
For a big reason.
All right, so tell us, how much better are you going to be this time around when you have a full training camp?
Exactly,
you know who you're fighting.
The first 5 rounds I've been, and exactly how I finished, strong.
The only reason why there's a rematch, ain't nobody want to see him. Listen, the only reason is because he's with Don King, and Don King is closer to Mauricio. That's the only.
So these are politics, you're saying?
It's politics. I never seen one of your fights.
Well, you saw me kicking your ass with 2 nothing.
Yeah, you got spanked by 42-year-old super middleweight.
Yeah, that's right, Badou. You are one of the oldest champions in boxing. Arslan Dilar, who just defended his title on Saturday, a few months older than you at 42 years old, but you're second. That's an impressive feat, especially in a sport that retires fighters, not by choice. How have you been able to be at this level for so long?
It's all about lifestyle. You have to live a clean lifestyle. You have to put God first and, work hard. That's it. And some people are blessed with good genetics, good defense. It's a tough sport, but I'm here. And look at him. He looks older than me. So age is just a number.
Because I'm not painting my beard and my hair.
I don't do it either.
Put that beard away and we will see.
Yeah, if I take my beard away, I look 10 years younger than you.
I don't think so, bro. Your eyes look old.
I've been watching you for a long time, Badou. You were a badass fighter at 168, 175 out of your fight against Adonis Stevenson, and now you're doing it at a cruiserweight. Look, Noel's obviously the bigger guy, right? We saw it on fight night. How do you get inside on him and to your normal pressure and make it an easier fight?
You're about to find out. Bigger, it don't matter bigger. I'm a better fighter, so it don't matter how the size. It's actually easier when they're bigger. When they're smaller, it's a smaller target, and I like big guys.
So you prefer punching up and getting inside and using?
Huh?
You prefer fighting a guy that's bigger than you?
Yeah.
And look, last fight, that was a long layoff for you. It was almost 2 years, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're feeling a lot better now. You didn't have a full training camp either, you said.
Yeah.
What's going to be the biggest difference?
Never make no excuses about
So that's what bothered you. You perceive that Noel made excuses, that wasn't happy with the decision.
Nothing bothers me. Not really, but I just told you, I'm not making no excuses.
Noel, also for you, right? You had a long layoff too. I think it was 18-month layoff. Yep. You take the fight, you get the call. There was an injury to Usyk, who was supposed to be fighting Jack. But all along, you thought it was your title, right? You never lost the title inside the ring. No. How frustrating was that whole situation for you?
Well, it was very frustrating, but like paper stuff, dealing with my promoter and stuff like that. But we solved everything. And it was a long time, and I've been through hell. And now I'm back, and I took that fight, and I'm ready to get what's mine.
And look, Noel, we know you're a big puncher, right? You had a great training camp with Pedro Diaz in Miami, and we've seen you hurt guys badly before, knock guys out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to end this inside the distance to not leave it up to the judges?
100%. 100%.
How do you get that done?
Well, I will not tell you now, but you will see on Saturday.
And for you, Badou, look, even though you started your career at 168, we know you can punch too. You knocked out Makabu, just like he did, right? And
yeah, he was washed. He was done with after I fought.
Oh, you softened him up?
Of course. He was getting beat up and knocked out 12 rounds.
He broke your ribs and like damaged you a lot. I was there in the first row watching the fight.
He broke my ribs.
They stopped the fight 10 seconds before the 12th round was ending. So it was a good fight. Like, congratulations, but don't put somebody else's achievement down to make you feel better.
I just say he was washed after that.
He was washed way before.
Well, look, at any rate, though, we know you can punch as well. How important is it to you to finish it inside the distance and not leave it up to the judges?
Yeah, of course. It's very important. But, it's boxing. Anything can happen. So we'll see.
All right, obviously, you expect to win. I'm assuming you want Jai Opetaia next. The ring champion, he just defended his title in explosive fashion on Saturday. We saw the knockout, maybe the best knockout of the year. Is that next if you beat Noel?
Yeah, I hope so. I've been asking for this fight for almost 2 years now, and hopefully we can make it happen. But you can't underestimate what's in front of you. I'm focusing on this guy, and after that, hopefully we can make that fight happen. It's going to be a lot of money involved, so yeah, that's the fight I want.
That's right. Badou wants the big money.
Yeah.
And look, Noel, for you as well.
Same, yeah.
Jai Opetaia, you think he's the best in cruiserweight, right? He's the best.
Well, to find out who's the best, everybody has to compete against each other. Then you will find out who's the best. You can't just like hype somebody up without no result,
Right, sure.
Nobody hasn't fought each other.
But he's the ring champion, so that's why we're saying he's the best. He has the ring championship, the belt's right behind you. And look, we know that Zurdo Ramirez and David Benavidez are fighting at cruiserweight, so there's more big names coming into the division now. Obviously, Benavidez is a big star. That's exciting times for a division that doesn't get a lot of spotlight, usually in the U.S., right?
That's true, but with the Mexican fighters coming up there's a huge crowd behind them. It will be an attractive weight class.
And look, of course, you're born in Armenia, right? You waved the flag. We're in Los Angeles, big Armenian community here. What kind of support are you expecting here on Saturday
in
Los Angeles?
I'm expecting my Armenians to come and cheer for us, and it will be a great fight. And we will be crowned two-time world champion. There haven't been so many professional boxing world champions coming from Armenia, actually like 4 or 5, so it's a huge honor.
All right, so you're expecting it to be a tough atmosphere for Badou?
I don't care about that.
None of them can fight for him anyway.
I will create a tough atmosphere.
None of them can fight for him, and none of his team, none of his coach, nobody. He just got there with me.
Them. I'm not running around with an entourage like you.
I don't need that. 2 guys.
Strongman walk alone, buddy.
Yeah. How many people constitutes an entourage anyway? I think you need like 5 for an entourage.
I don't know.
He knows.
I can come by myself and beat this whole team up right now. No problem. By myself, I don't need none of them.
No?
No, this is a fight. It's boxing.
You can, but you never do.
Huh?
You can, you said,
can
but
what?
you never do. But you never walk alone.
Huh? I walk alone all the time.
I see you only with your entourage. So.
You never see me anyway, so.
I'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah, show up.
Yeah.
Show up.
Yeah.
Is this just to build the fight, or are you actually getting a little tired of him at this point? You fought him once already. You had face-offs with him and a lot of time around him.
No, it's part of the game. The hurt business.
I mean, he's trying to get it. He's actually a very smooth guy, but he's trying to get it personal to get me out of my...
Trying to get under your skin, you think? Is it working?
No, because I know.
And look, Badou, you were linked to a Canelo Alvarez.
I know a lot of stuff about you.
What do you know about me?
No, I'm not going to mention family stuff, but yeah, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet.
What do you mean
family
stuff?
No, you were linked to Canelo Alvarez a few years ago. Is that a fight that you think could still materialize before you guys are both,
I don't think so. I don't think the problem with the weight, he wanted me to come down to 180 pounds when I already put up. No. So, yeah, that I could like 3-4 years ago, yes, but not anymore, no.
But right now you're just focused on shutting up Noel.
Yeah.
You think you don't think he's a real guy,
He doesn't have to shut me up.
You don't think he's real?
What you define real?
You said that he's sneaky and he talks, nice to you.
He act like a tough guy, like behind the cameras.
But where? Where did they talk shit? You were the one who talking shit.
I'm not talking shit.
I didn't see any camera out on social media, me talking shit. I'm just talking facts.
You ain't talking no facts.
I'm talking facts. Everything what I say is written down in articles. It is all, I have the sources, everything. I'm not a big trash talker, and you know that.
All right. Well, final prediction. What's going to happen on Saturday?
My hand's going to be raised.
How is this fight going to end?
And still.
All right. Thank you, Badou. That was great stuff. Good luck to you on Saturday. Can't wait to be there in Los Angeles. Good luck to you as well, Noel. Can't wait for the fight. And we'll be back right here with more Inside the Ring.
DAZN, the undisputed global home of boxing. Over 185 fight nights a year. From the world's biggest events straight into your home. The kings, the chaos, the comebacks. From weigh-ins to walkouts. Inside the corners, raw reactions. Expert analysis. Behind the scenes, top commentary. Watch it your way, anytime, any screen. On your phone, on your couch, on the move. You don't just watch it, you live it. Because passion doesn't take a round off, and neither do we.
It's the glamour division of boxing. Show for the ages.
This is intensity at its best.
Champion of the world.
DAZN, the undisputed global home of boxing.
Shakur Stevenson.
Lopez is one of the better finishers in boxing. The winner of this is the leader of the new school, leader of the new generation.
Oh, it's a knockdown.
Tio's the truth. I'm the truth.
Stevenson had him down. Funny shot. And again for the second time.
I'm gonna give you your first loss.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I promise you not.
All right, bet.
Here comes Tio.
He's coming to win. I'm coming to win.
Crawford sent out one of his little guys to come and finish the job, and I think that's not gonna work.
I'm learning boxing.
Oh, I am looking forward to this. Look who we got here to talk. Well, I'm going to get into it right now. Welcome back to Inside the Ring. We are joined now by top 10 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, a man many feel will eventually be the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He's taking on Teofimo Lopez next month in New York City. Welcome, Shakur Stevenson, to the show. What's up, Shakur?
What up, y'all? What up? What up?
Good to see you. We got Ryan Garcia right here, so maybe we even get lucky and get some fireworks outside the ring. Hey, Shakur, I look at this fight with you and Tio, like I think super fights can't get promoted into existence. Usually at the end of an era, 2 dudes are left standing when the smoke settles. That's a super fight. Leonard and Hagler, Ali and Frazier, Pacquiao and Mayweather. This is not that because you guys are doing it right away. But to me, this might be a winner's bracket fight. In other words, you two might wind up being Shady walked right in front of the shot.
I'm tripping.
The best fighters, the 2 guys who should have been left standing. What made you jump to a fight like this?
Honestly, I seen Tio his last fight. I thought he looked real good his last fight. He was on point. And once I seen how on point he was, it made me kind of get up for the challenge. And I told everybody, let's make this fight happen. I reached out to the people that I was supposed to reach out to, and I made this fight happen.
Good, Shady. You walk in front of the camera. What else?
I like the new team, dog. I'll see you. Okay.
Appreciate you.
Now, me and Ryan was talking about this fight, man, and I was wondering, does Shakur have enough power to keep Tio off him?
Hell no. He has less power than Devin Haney. There's no way. But I do have Shakur beating him, though. I do have you beating him.
I will whoop your ass.
Bro, I'll pop that gap right back in that mouth. I'll have you looking like a saber gap tooth tiger. Oh, my God. I'll do you dirty. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
You suck.
Hey, if I have though, you though. Oh my, here we go.
I don't care.
Not the same fighter. Hey, not the same fighter. Not the same. Hey, when I put a beat on you, what are you gonna say? When I put a beat on you, what are you gonna say?
I was there.
Hey, no, when I put a beat on you. I'm talking about you. You got no power. You got no power.
And you lost. And you still scared him to this day.
No. Bro, I'm gonna knock that gap right back in your mouth. I'm gonna knock that gap into your mouth again. Hey, you fixed the team. You fixed the team. But I'm gonna knock that right back in. I'm gonna bam.
It's Shakur's time right now.
Well, hold on, Shakur. How do you answer to those who say you have to have a certain amount of power to keep the elite fighters off you. Because Ryan's saying you don't hit hard enough to keep elite fighters off you. What do you say to that?
I will be Ryan. I will be Tio. I'll be Devin. I'll be all these guys, bro. All these guys are good fighters. I don't take none away from them, but they can't beat me.
I will say that. So, is it safe to say that Tio is probably the best opponent you face so far?
I don't know. You'll see when you get in there. You never know. Somebody that y'all don't know may be better than Tio, and we'll see come fight night. So I don't know.
Right. So I want to ask you this though: is there anything that maybe Tio does that could give you trouble though? Right? Because I I love your style of fight. It's hard to hit you, right? But I look at a guy like Del Santos. Am I saying his name right? Del Santos. Okay. It seemed like you wasn't trying to engage as much, and I was like, is that more of the power, or is more just making it look easy? Because I'm in it for, if I can make a fight look easy, why take the punishment? I think a guy like Tio, he can make it hard though, because he does have style, he's fast, and he can hit.
That fight, it was just a different version of me. I think that I wasn't the same person that I usually am that night. I think I had a lot of outside the ring things going on, but truthfully, I know come January 31st, you'll see the best version of me. It won't be nothing like that.
No doubt.
Hey, Shakur, we have more questions, and I know you're just talking like you talk, but it is a family show. If we could keep the M-bombs off the air, we would appreciate it, brother.
My bad, y'all.
My good friend Shakur, I hope you're doing well. Look, I'll give you a lot of credit here. We see a lot of fighters move up in weight. They want to take a tune-up. You're going to 140, and you're fighting the number one guy in the division in your first fight, so props to you there. But when you look at Teofimo Lopez, what do you see that you can neutralize and make it a performance where people say, Shakur Stevenson, that is the pound-for-pound best guy in the world?
Honestly, he make a lot of mistakes. He's a great fighter, but I see a lot of holes in his game. I see that. I mean, I can't tell y'all the holes. But like I said, he's a great fighter. But I'm better than him.
Sorry, Shakur, I know we were, going at it right now, but I do have you beating him. I do see that your style, he can't fuck with. Oh, sorry, damn, I cussed myself. My
and
bad.
you're on the show. That's a second leg for you.
That's a fine, yo. That's a fine.
But I gotta say one thing, Teofimo does got that rock on him. Has that one punch power. I see that. You fought a little different with what's his name, Opetaia. Do you think you're gonna fight that same way, or it's gonna be a little different? I see it a little different, but
you fight everybody different, bro. You can't fight guys the same way. Opetaia was a volume puncher, and I had to fight him a certain way to win that fight. And when I fight Tio, I'm gonna have to fight different that night. I could do it all, bro. I got so much things in my arsenal to where I could do everything that I need to do to come out victorious.
So Teo was on this show last week, and he said, quote, Bud is sending one of his little guys to finish the job, and it's not going to work. What do you think of Teofimo basically saying that he's using you as a stepping stone to get to Bud Crawford?
That's good. I'm glad he think that way. I mean, he got a big vision in his brain, but come January 31st, when I get out there, it's going to be a lot different than he expect. It won't be the things that he's getting prepared for. I'm going to be a lot faster. I'm going to be a lot stronger. I'm going to be a lot better than what he thinks. So,
Hey, Shakur, just out of curiosity, everyone sitting on this set, I'm assuming that it's between Ryan and Mike Coppinger, but who do you like least? Between Ryan and Mike, who do you like less?
Yo, I actually like Ryan. I don't have no problem. I like Ryan. So.
Right.
Mike!
So that's
Why? Shakur is sensitive like most boxers, and I told the truth. I never gave an opinion about Shakur that he didn't like.
Is this beef squashable between you and Mike? Shakur?
I mean, it may be. I just don't like guys that talk out of turn. He's a bench player and he talks like a starter.
But you know what? But he is getting more reps now, right? Like he was a bench player, but he might have got called up, right? So does that mean more respect for him or no?
We got to see. We got to see as it goes. Right now, I don't know.
Right.
Hey, Shakur,
you want to go?
Yeah, let me real quick.
I'll get the last.
After this fight, now I know you don't look past no opponent. We never do any sport, right? But you say you're gonna win, and we all look at you as a pound for pound dude. Once Bud Crawford leaves, I think you're gonna be the pound for pound king in boxing. You moving up to fight Tio. What's next on your list after this? If you win this fight and et cetera, what's next for Shakur Stevenson?
I can't look past what's next. It's a lot of guys that's on the table, but I know that T.O. is probably going to be the best version of himself come fight night. So I got to take him serious, and that's the guy that I'm focused on. I can't think past him. So.
Yes, sir. Okay. My boy. My boy.
Yeah, it's funny, Shakur, because I agree with Shady. When I look at the potential best pound-for-pound fighters in the world one day, I see you as one of the candidates, right? But guys with your style, which is to say you have a lot of physical advantages and technical advantages, who choose to fight without taking too many risks are very hard to beat. Some of my favorite fighters of all time. Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, right? Like these guys are Roy Jones at his best. Very hard to beat. It is difficult to see at the stage that you're in your career whether you can actually reach that level because that's the highest level in the history of boxing. What do you think you have to do in order to demonstrate to guys like me that, in fact, you can reach that level, that you will be there?
You just got to keep beating the guys that's the guys. Starting with T.O., next maybe Ryan, next maybe Ben,
don't want that,
next maybe Devin. All of these guys, you just got to beat them. And when I beat them, then y'all will know like who's the best fighter that's around.
Shakur, look, when we were talking about the four kings in boxing years ago, right? Everyone was talking about Ryan right here to my right, Devin Haney. They were talking about Gervonta Davis and Teofimo Lopez. People weren't mentioning you with those guys. And like your big brother, as you call him, right, Terrence Crawford, you have a chip on your shoulder. I'm wondering how much did that fuel your greatness as they weren't mentioning you and they were mentioning everybody else?
It fuels me a lot. I can't stop thinking about that time. Guys look past me. Guys said I wasn't this good. But I know it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And during this marathon, like I said, I'm going to be the last one at the end of the race. So
Hold on.
I'm charged up.
What world were you and Mike Coppinger living in that no one thought you were good? It's that you were a featherweight. No, you were a featherweight and they were just bigger. But if you would have asked me at the time who I thought was going to emerge, I'd pick you because I take the guy with the best defense and the best technique.
Yeah, but nonetheless.
But hold on, you felt overlooked as though people were saying you weren't good enough back then, Shakur?
It's a lot of casuals that's in the sport of boxing that don't know the sport of boxing. So it's easy to manipulate and trick them. And them guys is the guys who kind of put me last on the list. And to this day, I still feel away.
I don't remember. That's crazy, though. Wow.
I mean, what do you say to the people that say that you're the next coming of Paulie Malignaggi? What's your response to that?
Who says that? And Paulie's a good fighter, by the way.
Them the same people who say you're the next coming of Arturo Gatti. So, we're pretty even, brother.
Yeah. Hey, wait, the fans
wanted to know.
The fight's in New York, right?
Fight's in New York.
Who's going to be the home crowd for? Is it going to be for you or T.O.? Who they going to be rocking for first?
T.O. is not from New York. I'm from Jersey. He's from Florida, but he claimed New York. So, no, they'll be there for me.
Yeah, Richardson did say that. They all said
That's
that.
That's facts.
And Shushu said
Shakur,
that.
have you been to a Devils game? I'm a big Devils fan. Have you been to a game? Do you appreciate hockey?
What kind of a question?
Yeah, I've been to a game.
Why would you?
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Mike Coppinger, this is why Shakur gets mad at you. What does that have to do with anything?
Just wondering,
They
crying out loud.
Great game of hockey.
Hey, for the record, Shakur, I have you beating Teofimo easy. Making it look easy. Not that it's going to be easy. I think you're going to make it look easy.
Can we get this fight next, though? Can we get Ryan and Shakur
I fought
next?
him in the amateurs.
Okay.
That was light.
Easy work.
I'm eating that.
Easy
I'm
work.
eating your
What I did
punches
to
coming
you?
right through.
Oh, you're on the amateurs?
Hey, you know they robbed me.
What did
They was trying to help
I do to you?
Hey, they were helping
you.
right?
What did I do to you?
What did
I do to you?
We were even going to the last round. Oh, she was a ref in that fight, though. All right, whatever. Hey, I swear, I'm gonna pop that gap right back in there too. You spending money for no reason. Hey,
time out. Who was the ref? Who was the ref?
My mom was not the ref. His
mom was the ref.
You really want to bring up these amateur stories? I'll do this all day.
Yo, your mom was the ref. Yo, come on. What?
That's a good one. Oh, man.
Shakur, how do you, when I look at Teofimo, one of the reasons I think he's maybe of this era of guys. You mentioned Ryan, mentioned T.O., obviously Tank, and Tank and you was really the fight a lot of people were talking about, Devin. T.O. might be the toughest one for you, in my opinion, because he has those fast twitchies and power. and he seems to rise to the occasion. He fights his best at the biggest moments. And he has good feet where he can step around. And guys like you sometimes, like a guy like Opetaia comes right at you, forget it, right? You can deal with that all day. But a guy with quick feet presents different problems because they can step around guys. What do you say to that in terms of the stylistic challenge that he presents to you?
Honestly, I think that we both bad styles for each other. My style is bad for him. His style is bad for me. I don't think that even matters. I think it just matters who comes in on a game come fight night, and who is focused, who is willing to do whatever it takes to win a fight, and that's who's going to win the fight.
Yeah. I feel like maybe the toughest matchup for you, I don't know if you lose to him, but I say the toughest matchup would be Devin Haney. I don't know why. I think his style, I think he's just got like long, he doesn't like to engage. You know,
he's a big dude, as it turns out.
Yeah,
Devin look comfortable at welterweight.
Excuse my language, he's big. I think stylistically, I'm not saying you'll lose. I just think stylistically, I think you'll figure it out. But stylistically, I think that's the toughest matchup.
Shakur, can you?
So basically, hold on. Tell me, can I respond to him?
Yeah.
So basically, you're not the toughest matchup for me.
I said stylistically.
You saying Devin Haney
I said stylistically. Stylistically.
So basically, I will whoop your ass. But you think Devin Haney will give me a hard fight?
See, this is what I'm saying. The triangle theory don't work in boxing.
That's true.
The triangle theory don't work in boxing. You know that. Styles make fights.
Shakur, you just said that.
That's true.
Your style, you and T.O., is bad for each other. Why would his style be bad for you? Can you explain that when you said that?
Because he's more so like a boxer who he's not gonna want to come forward. Like he could act like, I'm gonna be the aggressor. He's gonna try to sit back and bring me to him. So that style is like something he's gonna try to make me do something out of the ordinary than what I'm used to doing. And I do the same thing. So we're kind of like similar in style. So I think that his style is like a bad matchup for me, and my style is a bad matchup for him. But it's all about execution.
Shakur, if we could learn one thing from this interview today, I hope it's that. You see the question Coppinger asked you about hockey? He means well. He's just something wrong with him. He doesn't mean any harm. It's just something off about
He's a Commanders fan.
You know, you could see that. Like, why is he even asking you about hockey? What's that got to do with anything? You see what I'm saying? It's not from a bad place. It's just, Mike is not like everybody else.
I'm working on him, dog. I'm working on him.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Anybody ever told you look like Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Hey, I'll take that.
That's a step in the right direction.
That's not a step in the right direction.
Maybe the Cold War can come to an end.
All right, Shakur Stevenson. This is like a huge fight coming up with T.O. Like, these are the kind of fights that define legacies and eras, and I don't think that's an exaggeration. Good luck. I'm really looking forward to this one. Thanks for joining us.
Wish you the best, Shakur.
I appreciate y'all.
Is my 50 grand, is it safe? Is my 50 grand safe?
50.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Hey, I'm betting 100. I'm betting 100. Let's go.
Coming up, more Inside the Ring. Look at that. I'm helping you out with Shakur.
Look at that. Said it's safe and guaranteed, Max.
Stone Cold? That's pretty good.
That's not bad. I'm like The Rock. You like Stone Cold? Or?
I love both of them.
The Locker Room. The new home of DAZN's boxing content. All your big hitters, all in one place.
I am not going to stop until I am pulled off of this guy. Daniel, don't disrespect you are. Daniel, don't disrespect you come.
More exclusive content than ever before.
Look at that blood. You remember what's coming.
Welcome to Inside the Ring, boxing's official show of record. I'm your host, Max Keller.
The Locker Room. Only on DAZN, the global home of boxing.
All right, guys. Last week I sat down. Okay, you continue to talk. This show never ends. Like in commercial break, everything is nonstop boxing, and not even always boxing. Look, I sat down with the president of the WWE and board member of TKO, Nick Khan, who is part of Zuffa Boxing, as am I. Here's part of that interview. How would you evaluate the efficacy of the Ali Act? You've been inside the industry. You've been an attorney, an agent. Now you're an executive. How would you evaluate what you've seen, its effect on boxing?
So first, Max, thanks for having me here. Let's remember what caused Senator McCain, rest in peace, to even propose the Muhammad Ali Act. That was the indictment and ultimate conviction of the head of the IBF, who was convicted for corruption or some sort of similar charge.
They got him on camera.
Correct.
They got him on camera with a payoff.
Correct. So that's emblematic of that sanctioning body at that time. And part of the impetus for the Muhammad Ali Act was to make sure that there was a firewall up, that one person couldn't be the promoter, the manager, and also that the sanctioning bodies would not promote fights, because the IBF either pleaded guilty or was found guilty in federal court of corruption.
Right.
So the Muhammad Ali Act was intended with a pure purpose of protecting the fighter. What we're suggesting with the Muhammad Ali Enhancement Act is to leave the Muhammad Ali Act as currently drafted alone. We're not proposing any changes to it. What we're proposing, we call it, is an or. Another option where you can come over and fight for any promoter you want who has its own system that doesn't have to abide by what we think are arbitrary rules of the sanctioning bodies, unfair rules of the sanctioning bodies, which would thereby allow a champion like Terence Crawford to defend his title against the number one contender, rather than, oh, you have to fight the super champion, the champion in recess, the interim champion, the WBU champion, whatever all the nonsense is. It's that simple.
WBU.
WBU. What did you say years ago?
You just reminded me of this. Apparently to James Toney. What did I tell him?
So he was on your show, and James Toney, who did beat John Ruiz for one of the, sanctioning body belts. Prior to that, James said, I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. And you said, of what world? And he said, I'm the WBU champion, to which you said, WB, you be kidding me. What is that?
I have no recollection, but it's a good
great.
line.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was a good line. It was a great line by you. It remains a great line. By the way, in going through Canelo Crawford, which was a great event, and Canelo, great to deal with, Crawford, great to deal with, very strong ringside commentary team. I don't know if you knew for that one.
Oh, that's universally accepted. That's for sure.
Correct.
Yeah.
It was funny because what Dana White and I noticed going into it was the only ones sort of that were difficult to deal with were one of the sanctioning groups.
Right.
I can't stay in a regular room. How dare you put me in a regular room? I must have a suite. What's the square footage of the suite? Where are my ringside tickets? How many will I have? I thought this was a nonprofit organization. All of a sudden, I must have some sort of suite. It was nuts to me. You look at what they're charging the fighters and all of that stuff. And again, if the fighters want to continue with that option, please do so.
I want to get back to that. When you say it's an or, so the fighter at a certain point can opt either into the Ali Act or opt into this other system.
This will also be part of the Ali Act. So we're simply looking to enhance it. Okay. That's why the proposed legislation is called the Muhammad Ali Enhancement Act. We're not looking to get rid of it. We have the support of Muhammad's wife, Lonnie Ali. We have the support of the California State Athletic Commission, which voted 6-0 unanimously to support our position on the Muhammad Ali Enhancement Act. So if you want to continue with the old way of doing it, please do so. No, nothing's changed. If you want an option, we present a
When you say
option.
you mean the fighter.
Correct.
The fighter is the one making a choice at some point. Either I'll do it the way it's been done over the last 20 years, or no, I opt to do this because they're more opportune, or it's just what I choose to do.
That's
an
correct.
opportunity.
It's the fighter's choice. It's further empowerment of the fighter. It gives them an option. If they think, hey, Zuffa is the only U.S.-based promotional company, by the way, the only promotional company in the world that has a U.S. media rights deal with Paramount CBS, think about that. In our entire lifetimes, when you and I were kids, CBS had boxing, ABC had boxing.
NBC, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern on the weekends. Kids, this actually happened. Starting at 4 p.m. Eastern on the weekends, you didn't even have to know who was fighting. Usually all three networks had fights, and they were great fights.
Great fights.
Yeah.
And then it migrated to HBO, and it migrated to Showtime, and the networks got out of it. ESPN just got out of the boxing business again. We were able to strike a significant deal with Paramount Plus, which that's new opportunity for fighters. Sure. If you want to fight on different systems that people, are lesser known to people, there's plenty of promoters who have those deals. If you want to actually become a star and show your wares here and come into fights that are strong matchups, but which ultimately will make you a lot of money, come this way.
You can watch that full interview on the Ring's YouTube channel, and I suggest that you do. When we return, we catch you up with the latest in the world of boxing. It's knockout news. This is Inside the Ring.
Stone Cold Steve.
Which one of these two lions will leave Wembley as the face of English boxing? The big left hand, unbelievable! Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury lock horns all over again. Is Italma the heir apparent? And he's just done it! Round one! Destruction! He's out on his feet! They've stopped the fight! Virgil Ortiz! These shots are really sweet from Stevenson. No love lost between these two. Dimitri Bivol, Artur Beterbiev, the undisputed light heavyweight champion, and seal his place in history. This is by far the best 2 minutes that Ricky Hatton has had in this fight. It looks like he's taking a point away. Left hook drops him. This is the beginning of the end. You don't let him off. Barrios all over. Floyd Mayweather has stopped Ricky Hatton in the 10th round to retain the WBC and Ring Magazine welterweight championship of the world. Welcome back to Inside the Ring. Let's get right into some knockout news. First up, the air was taken out of Saturday's event in San Antonio when Janibek Alimkhanuly failed a PED test, forcing the 100-year-old Erislandy Lara, no, he's 42, but in boxing years, to take on Johan Gonzalez. And there was a lot of buildup starting on this show for a potential Janibek versus Bud Crawford matchup because I thought Janibek could clean up the middleweights, become the Ring Magazine champion, the champion, and it would give Bud Crawford a chance to be the first real 5-division champion, meaning not of a sanctioning body, but of the whole division ever in boxing. And Bud played into it. He said, hey, Janibek, I got my eyes on you, but seems unlikely to happen anytime soon, if ever. And before I ask for your guys' thoughts on this, I'm a Bud Crawford fan, no doubt about it.
Me too.
It tells me something about Bud Crawford that I, or someone like me, sits back and starts looking, who's the next fight for Bud? And when fans do that, or someone, what you're really trying to do is get the guy beat, right? The best fights are when you say, that's the best fighter there is. How could I get him beat? Because that would make the most interesting matchup. You might not get him beat, but at least that gives you a matchup that you're like, oh my God, who wins? I got to see that fight. And when I was surveying the landscape, I thought, Janibek. If Janibek cleans out the middleweights and looks the way I think he can look, that's the guy I want to see Bud Crawford fight because that guy has the best chance to beat him. And it turns out, if the test is correct, that he's juicing. In other words, Bud is such a gangster that when you start looking for a guy to beat him, you have to find a guy naturally many weight classes above where Bud started who's also juicing to be impressive enough to make people think you can beat Bud. You got to be on the juice.
Yeah. You owe me money, Max.
I mean, to be fair, did he know he was juicing?
You owe me money,
before?
Max. You say clean up. Yeah. You say clean with Janibek. You can't do that.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
These dirty guys, dirty
I
guys.
feel like I can speak to this best because I did test positive for PEDs, but I will be on the record to say I never took PEDs in my life. So there is a problem with supplement contamination. I don't know if this is his case, but I do believe it's his case with Subro Matias. And Austrian is one of the most, common tainted supplement in supplements. But I don't know what he tested positive for.
Well, it was Meldonium, and it's a very powerful endurance PED. It's used by a lot of Eastern European athletes. And
Meldonium sounds like something out of the X-Men.
Yeah,
right? Like Wolverine has that in his claws or something.
Wakanda Titanium.
Yeah.
He's going to have his B sample tested. We know how that goes. It's the same urine, and he's poised to be stripped of 2 of his alphabet titles.
He should.
If everything comes back.
Janibek, come on, man.
So, to be clear, Ryan, you've never had none of that Canelo steak?
I don't even like steak like that.
Next up, Ring Magazine Cruiserweight Champion Jai Opetaia got rocked in the second round of his title defense. By the way, Jai was an 80-1 favorite. Got rocked against 40-year-old Husseyn Cinkara. Opetaia would come back and stop Cinkara with an 8th-round knockout, and it was a devastating shot that did it. Mike Coppinger reported Cinkara was hospitalized and after the fight, and it's serious, and we obviously wish him a full and speedy recovery. You don't play boxing, as they say. What can you tell us? What's the latest?
Yeah, Max. So I spoke to Jai Opetaia's promoter, the promoter of the events, Mick Francis. Mick said, look, Cinkara, brain bleed, brain contusion, and on that brutal knockout, which I think is probably the knockout of the year right now, suffered a fractured C1 vertebrae, which is very serious. That can lead to paralysis. So Cinkara is going to be hospitalized for at least 2 days. And like you said, we wish him the best. And this is why you don't play boxing.
No matter what precautions you take in boxing, it is a dangerous sport.
Dangerous, bro.
Period. And this stuff, I don't see a world in which, Ryan, this stuff will never happen. This is something, and I don't think we can rationalize this away or explain it away because of all the benefits of boxing, teaching discipline. That's what everyone always falls on. This is simply something that we love that is extremely dangerous, and there's no two ways about it.
What I will say, all you clean fighters, make sure you test your supplements. That's it. Test your supplements. Go do it outside of the regular testing.
Already.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. So are you sensitive about that topic?
Yeah, I am, because it cost me my win.
Right.
Damn right, I'm sensitive.
Testing positive.
It doesn't matter. I am mad about that.
Don't test positive.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to educate.
Do you know
all
if
the
you
fighters.
test positive, what position it puts us in on this show?
Okay, you sound like Devin Haney Jr., okay?
You sound like Bill
Calm
Haney.
down, Bill Haney, senior. Let's get man.
Say no to the Canelo steaks.
All right, Conor McGregor, by the way, guys, was seen giving some, well, this is the way it's framed, boxing advice, and look who it's to. And then we have stuff to say about this. Look at this.
You see Canelo, you see Joshua do it. They go low to the body and go high. You see, that's a whump bump. So I was doing this, right, like you. A boxing way is, a lot of people do this in boxing. They step forward, yeah? You jumped in. So then you jumped in, and then you're here. You're right here.
Like, everyone acts like, oh, well, how dare he give Mike Tyson a box? Conor McGregor knows a lot about boxing. Like, for example, technically, he knows a lot more about boxing than I do, I'm sure. And I might be in a conversation with Ryan and give him a theory about something. What's wrong with that? And Conor knows more. Why can't Conor tell Mike Tyson?
My problem is that was barely English. that was barely English.
He can't tell Mike Tyson that, though.
Why not?
What? Because he's a boxer?
So Conor McGregor's not allowed to give him a theory about what Mike did well or what he thinks he could take from that? Or
I watched him box. I didn't love it. I watched him box. I didn't love it.
Conor McGregor got no boxing experience with 11 rounds with Floyd Mayweather.
I love Conor.
They would say the same thing.
I love Conor, but I watched him box. I didn't like it. I watched him box. I didn't like it. And then why the hell are you going to tell Mike Tyson, all people? What?
We don't have any context. Maybe he was just,
Maybe Mike was enjoying.
Now, I'm not saying that you have to.
They look like they were having a good time.
Yeah, people mad at Conor over nothing.
We're not mad at him. Just saying, come on, though, Mike Tyson.
Shady's mad. It's all right.
Next up, heavyweight champion of the whole wide world. See that? Not of the WB this or the IB that.
The
not
man.
of the sanctioned body. The heavyweight champion of the world. Oleksandr Usyk says the Ring Magazine champion, says he wants to fight former belt holder Deontay Wilder. Usyk called Wilder a great champion of the last 10 to 15 years. Guys, does Wilder pose, forget about posing any threat. I understand why Usyk's doing this. I know why, too. It's like from the previous era, it was Joshua and Fury and Wilder. And by the way, Joseph Parker looked like he might join them for a minute. And Usyk, right? Those were the guys. So he's like, I want to beat all those guys.
See, I know exactly why he's doing that, yeah.
I get it. Like, first glance, when I first heard about it, I kind of laughed and I was like, why? And then I thought about it more and I'm like, this makes sense. Heavyweight division right now, he already beat the top 2 stars in it. There's not a lot of big names for Usyk. Why not fight a Wilder? It's going to be a big event. And like you said, it's going to be one of the biggest names.
Well, it's always dangerous, right? It's always dangerous.
Yeah. But I'll give you a why not. Who would you like to see Usyk fight next?
Moses Atama.
Who else? You brought it up.
Fabio Wardley.
Who else?
Adi Caballel.
Caballel is a guy.
That's the guy. Yeah.
Right? Because he's more experienced, you can fight Caballel, and then you can fight Wardley or Atama. And there are more important fights for a guy like Usyk to take right now. He's no spring chicken. He's an all-time great fighter. He's building his legacy now. I don't think putting Wilder's pelt on his wall does anything.
What about this, though? The same way that Floyd did it, right? If you look at Floyd's resume right now, it's a lot of great names. It's not saying when he fought him, right?
You're right in the sense that...
You know what I'm saying? Like Shane Mosley, you see Shane Mosley on the list, but he didn't fight him when he was Shane Mosley.
So who cares about a few guys like me going, wait a minute, he was old when he fought him? Because in the end, people will forget.
All the top guys last 10 years, he's going to fight him. Why not?
Next up, Joe Goossen, who most famously,
Ryan's
and
homeboy.
he worked a lot of corners. Who? He worked Diego Corrales' corner against Jose Luis Castillo in maybe the best fight ever. He'll be training Mario Barrios.
No, he's not.
For his upcoming fight with our very own.
That's terrible,
And
yo.
very clean, right? Tell them you're going to be very clean.
Very
Ryan
clean.
Garcia.
I'm not on our stream, I promise.
How you feel about that?
Oh man, this is music to my ears. This is probably the best thing that could ever happen for this fight. It makes it more interesting.
Nah, that's not cool, bro.
Better content. He was already a mole the first time. He's gonna be a mole again. And PBC knows that it's my last fight before Golden Boy, so they sent the mole in to help Mario Barrios. Thank you.
Oh, the mole.
No,
Can you
that's
please explain,
that's weak,
please
though.
explain the mole to everybody, all the viewers.
Yeah, so there was only 2 people in the gym when they see my rib get cracked. And let's just say my dad wouldn't say anything, so.
So you know who the mole was?
It's the guy with the Canadian tuxedo.
And I thought the informant was Mike Copper, and this
usually is. That's why.
I would never snitch on sparring now. That's why people
Once
watch
again,
sparring.
Barrios deserves a lot of credit for getting the most out of his ability.
Yes.
Yo, don't show up to set if you lose to Barrios.
Oh,
man.
no, I won't.
You will. This place
day,
is going to be the worst for you.
I
want to
make a bet to Joe Goossen myself. If I knock him out, you could never wear a Canadian tuxedo again. You hear me?
Wow.
And I know everything about you, Joe. I've been on long car rides with you. I know everything. You love Canadian tuxedos. So when I knock him out, please.
Joe he can dress, though. He can dress.
Finally, 118-pound champ Junto Nakatani received the Ring Magazine belt. See? He's the bantamweight champion. We don't have to see of a sanctioning body, of the world. So he gets the Ring Magazine belt.
Look at Dougie.
And he got it from our very own contributor and Mike Coppinger's boss. What a job he did in Mike's absence.
Not
Doug
actually my boss,
Fisher.
but it's funny.
Actually, Doug was supposed to be on this show today, but he had to give Nakatani the belt, so Mike is here. Shady McCoy insists he could last one full round with Nakatani. Is he just so big that he could do that, or Nakatani knock him out?
Oh wait, before you, you know my background, right? You know my background. You know my skin color.
Disrespectful, man. This is disrespectful.
What's your skin color got to do with it?
You know the best athletes of all time is black.
Oh my God. Hey, at the end of the day, I think this dude will knock you out within 30 seconds.
I agree. No question.
That little dude right there.
Sleep you in 30 seconds.
Yeah, for real. I'm not joking. I'm not trolling either.
I don't know what you're trolling at. How tall is he again?
I don't know, and I don't care.
5'7", 5'8".
Come on, man. I'm 6 foot, huh?
By the way,
serious? Come on, man.
Serious.
You're 6 feet.
You're like that. You're like that.
He's
You're
not
like the
really
Tim's. He got
Bradley
Tim's
Martin.
on 6 feet.
Time out. This is the problem,
I'm
though.
260. I could beat him.
Real quick.
Bro.
And I box.
You're
I
good.
box.
Hey, what about the story you
I
told
box.
about
He's
Freddie
gonna
Roach
deep
knocking
fry
out
you.
the 300-pound, whatever, the security.
200 pounds.
Oh, sorry.
I got a bet for you right now.
He's gonna pit
I
bout
got a
to
bet for you
ass.
right now. Anybody on TV talking about boxing that didn't actually box in an official real fight, promoter too,
Yes.
I will knock him out.
Oh,
Bet
wow.
that.
You can knock me
Is
out.
that a challenge at Max?
I love Max.
Yeah, right?
I mean,
Is he coming at you?
I'll put Max down. I'll put Max down.
If I was 15 years younger, maybe.
Oh,
anybody.
Hey, the Larry
52,
Merchant
bro.
line.
I know.
Larry Merchant.
Larry Merchant.
I'm 52, man. I don't.
He said, "I'll kick your ass."
Yeah, Larry meant
Larry
that
Merchant.
too. You know, Larry was a walk-on for for Oklahoma.
Walk-on ain't beating me.
Hold on, running back when Oklahoma was no joke.
Let's go.
Jim Thorpe.
A walk-on ain't beating me.
Before we wrap, a quick look at the DAZN schedule for the weekend. On Saturday, an intriguing show up in Stockton, California.
Okay, Diego.
Number 5 ranked super middleweight.
Oh, nice.
Diego Pacheco, he was on this show, takes on fellow unbeaten Kevin Sadjo-Lele of France in the main event. Also, lightweight fringe contenders Gabriel Flores Jr. and Joe Cordina fight on the undercard. That does it for us this week, folks. Max, Ryan, Mike, Shady. We'll see you next week.
The hands is getting slower and slower, especially compared to this guy.